Morbius, based on the Spider-Man villain, and to tell you the truth, I wasn't really looking forward to this film. I mean, as a die-hard Spider-Man fan, Morbius is a Spider-Man villain that hasn't really been explored all that much outside the comics. The only thing I could think of is the 90s cartoon, and I've got to say they did a great job with that character compared to this film. Now, Morbius is getting slaughtered by critics. For me, I don't hate it, but I don't like it either, and the fact is, I didn't really have any expectations for this film. For this, it's okay. It's a nice one and done. It didn't break new ground or anything like that. If this came out 20 years ago when comic book films were, most of them were dumb popcorn flicks, this would have been much suited for that area. But due to the fact we're living in a world now where comic book films are breaking new ground or they become the hottest films of the year, there isn't anything special about that. And Morbius is just forgettable. Jared Leto and Matt Smith were the best parts of the film, but the film doesn't give them enough to really explore with their characters. And the rest of the characters are just filling in the gaps. The love interest doesn't need to be in this film. The CGI holds up nicely, but like I said, the action is nothing special, so the CGI is kind of futile. The final battle doesn't feel like the final battle to a comic book movie. It feels like a prelude to the final battle, which makes the ending very anticlimactic. All the Spider-Man references we saw in the trailer, most of them are cut out, and it's due to the fact they're just using Spider-Man to sell this movie. There are a couple small Venom references, but the mid-credit scene involving Michael Keaton's Vulture is an absolute mess, and that's a shame because I think Michael Keaton as the Vulture is the best Spider-Man villain we've seen into a Spider-Man film. But I can't blame them, but all the trailers we saw involving Michael Keaton, those scenes aren't in this movie. It's completely different, and I think it's due to the fact that Morbius was shot first before No Way Home, but No Way Home came before Morbius, so they probably had to rework that. But the way they do it, and it's just so lazy how they kind of they meet up, they're kind of hinting the Sinister Six, and I really like the Sinister Six, but I just think this is so lazy and so cheap. And in my head, Morbius in this film isn't really a villain. He's not really an anti-hero. It's just a guy with a curse. And my other issue is that if you've seen any other version of the Sinister Six, they don't have Morbius, because I think that character doesn't fit into that category of Spider-Man villains. Overall, Morbius isn't a good movie, but I don't think it's a train wreck that people will make it out to be. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's the same issues when I saw the first Venom movie for the first time, but when Venom 2 came along, which with a different director, I thought it was much more better and I enjoyed it, so I'm just hoping they do the same for the sequel. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, share and subscribe. Let me know, what did you think of Morbius? Go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I've got your back.